And it's like climbing a mountain only to find that, listen, today, today, success does not equal fulfillment. That's what we're talking about, right? Talk about the difference between success and fulfillment. And this topic, I feel like a lot of times we merge them together and we don't fully, mm, we may not fully understand that they're different and understand the difference. So we're gonna go through this today, and we live in this world where we're constantly pushed to achieve more, to be more, to do more. But how many of us, how many of you, how many of us have reached a goal, celebrated it for a brief moment, but still didn't it still didn't do it for you. You still felt empty. You still felt not there, right? That feeling of, is this it? Is this all there is? I have a lot. If you've ever experienced that, I'm telling you, you're not alone, right? So this session today is about understanding why that happens and how we can shift our mindset to experience a greater level of fulfillment. So I want to start by taking a moment just to dig deeper into the core of our desires, right? It's easy to think that we want this simple life, money, success, love, right? But if we peel back the layers of that, right, we find that we're not craving the money, we're not seeking success, we're not seeking love. When we peel back the layers, we really, when you dig down into it, we're seeking a feeling that we believe that those things will give us. We want love because love makes us feel this way. We want money because of the things that money will buy, and we buy those things, we will feel this way. We want success because once we achieve our definition of success, we will feel this way. Back to those topics, right? Money. Like I said, it's not just the sake of having the numbers in your bank account, right? You believe that money will bring you something more. It'll bring you security, freedom, the ability to live life on your terms. It's the feeling of safety and independence that we're after, not the paper, right? Why do you yearn for love? It's not just about having someone to share your lives with, it's about the emotional connection, the sense of being valued and understood, right? Love gives us a deep sense of belonging, of being important to someone, right? That's what truly fills our heart, the feeling. But the tricky part is achieving those things. They often give us a temporary boost in happiness, right? We reach that milestone, we get that promotion, we find that partner, we're happy for a moment, for a small period, right? Everything feels perfect. But soon the joy fades away, and it's like climbing a mountain only to find that the view at the top isn't breathtaking, not as breathtaking as you imagine, right? And you'll feel like you have the thought of what's next, right? That's the trap that we fall into. We achieve what we set out to do, but instead of feeling fulfilled, we feel an emptiness that drives us to chase the next goal and then the next goal, and always hoping that the next achievement will be that final thing that makes us feel whole. The truth is, no external achievement, no external achievement will provide long lasting fulfillment. The feeling we're chasing, the joy, the contentment, the love, they're found in things we achieve or we acquire. They come from here. And until we realize this, we're going to keep running in circles and always searching and searching and searching and never actually feeling that satisfaction, feeling satisfied, satisfaction. That's what we're looking for. So, how do we break out of the cycle? That's the question. The first step is we have to recognize that the emotions that we seek, they're not tied to the external achievements, right? We have the power to cultivate these feelings at any moment, regardless of our circumstances. We have the power to feel this, whatever that feeling that we're seeking is. We can create that inside of us. It's about shifting the focus from what we want to achieve on the outside to what we want to feel on the inside. So, as we continue this morning talking about the differences of success and fulfillment, I want you to keep this idea in mind, right? Our power lies not in what we accomplish, but in what we choose to experience. Success doesn't always lead to lasting happiness. It's something that we all need to to really grasp. So especially when we're taught that reaching certain milestones will make everything in our lives fall into place. You do this and you'll have it. You get this and that'll be it. You'll ride off into the sunset. Getting that job, buying that house, winning the lottery. Studies have looked at people who experience extreme highs, like winning the lottery. They go broke within 3 to 5 years, right? But let me not go on my tangent. Studies have shown that people that experience these extreme highs and lows. So they compare winning the lottery and becoming a quadriplegic, right? Who do you think is happier over the long term? The person that won the lottery or the person that became a paraplegic? Happier or even more sad? Drop your thoughts in the chat. Who do you think felt differently? Happier than when they went into the situation or sadder than they went into the situation? Quadriplegic? So the interesting thing is, after a few years, both groups of people often return to their previous levels of happiness. They went back to the state that they were already in. The initial highs of winning the lottery, the deep lows of a life changing experience, eventually that fades and the people settle back into their emotional baseline. Their brains, their bodies adjust and they go back to the way that they were feeling before those experiences happened. So this tells us something that's super powerful. Our external circumstances, no matter how amazing or how difficult, don't have a lasting impact on our internal state of fulfillment. It's a tough pill to swallow because it challenges a lot of what we've been led to believe about success, about the highs that we experience. We work hard, we push ourselves, we strive for these achievements, thinking that once we achieve them, we'll be happy. Or if these bad things happen to us, then we're never going to be able to make it through it. But if success alone isn't the key to long-term happiness, then what is? This question is the paradox of success. If we don't address what's happening inside, those achievements won't bring us the deep, lasting fulfillment that we're really after. So, what does this mean for us? It means that while striving for success is important, we also need to focus on, again, what's happening here. Uh-oh. I didn't mean for the we need to ensure that our journey towards success is also a journey toward inner fulfillment, man. Otherwise, we risk reaching the top of the mountain to still not feel it, to still not be satisfied, to still not be where we thought we would. There's so many successful people, millionaires, billionaires, Olympic champions, movie stars, athlete, like they're depressed, they're angry, they're frustrated because they get these things, the 72,000 square foot house in the gated community, basement full of cars, travel the world, but they still don't have it because they were focused on getting that thing, not feeling this. Fulfillment doesn't come from what you achieve, but it comes from who you become in the process. It's about finding balance, celebrating your successes, but also nurturing your inner life so that you're not just successful, but you're genuinely fulfilled. You're genuinely happy. If success doesn't bring fulfillment, then what does? Right? And it's how we manage our focus on our and our physical state. Right? These two factors are super powerful, and they can really help us to create the emotion and the feeling that we truly desire. What we focus on and our physical state. What are you talking about, right? So when you choose to focus on, well, we know what we choose to focus on is extremely powerful in everything because it really shifts that reticular activation system, right? And it impacts our emotional state. If you constantly focus on what's wrong in your life, what's missing, what could go wrong, it's not a surprise that you feel stressed, anxious, unfulfilled. But if you shift your focus and focus on what's working, what you're grateful for, the possibilities ahead, you start to feel more positive, more hopeful, more empowered. And coincidentally, you start to see the things that also help you to feel more happy, more positive, more hopeful, more empowered. But also, focus something that I learned, man. You focus on the stress you feel, you focus on the stressful things in life, the things you don't have, the all of that, right? It causes stress. Causes stress. Okay. When you feel stress, I want to get this number correct for you. Um, I can't find. I don't have this number, but it's something like when it's something drastic. Now, don't quote me on these numbers. I'll find them and I'll send them back to you. But when your body feels stress, it shuts down the immune system for a period of time. And I think it's something like a minute of stress shuts down your immune system for like an hour or 2 hours when you feel stress. And then you wonder why prolonged stress, prolonged frustration, you become sick. Just imagine the lives that we live, the prolonged stress that we experience, why we experience so much illness. It's not a coincidence. But we're focused on these stressful things and we see life as this stressful place that all of these things just happen to me, and we're making ourselves sick because we don't understand that we have the power to choose what we focus on. We can choose to feel more positive, feel more hopeful, be more empowered. So, the physiology, the body, how you use your body, right? The way you move, the expressions you wear on your face, even the way you breathe can dramatically influence how you feel, right? When you see some, when tell me, someone that is stressed or upset or anxious, what type of body language do you think they'll have? Defensive, right? How are they sitting or how are they standing? Shoulders slumped over, tight. Yep. Frown on their face, hands crossed, tense, right? The volume of their voice probably low, right? Someone that's happy, someone that's excited, they probably have a smile on their face, standing straight up, right? Taking deep breaths, not breathing shallow, right? Even for you, as you're going through your day today, try just putting on a huge smile on your face, standing straight up and take deep breaths. Pay attention to what happens to your mood, right? That's legit the power of changing your physiology. And that's not even going to exercise, that's not moving. That's literally just your regular expression, your regular body state, right? This is a reminder that we have more control over our feelings than we realize. Taking deep breaths. Taking deep breaths. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you to remove that stress and takes you out of that fight or flight mode. If you do that all the time, the first thing that changes in your body when you have a stressful thought or a stressful experience or in a stressful situation is your breathing. Your breathing will become shallow. Your breathing becomes shallow, you go into that fight or flight mode and you stay there. And that changes the chemicals that are released in your body. Whereas if you're taking deep breaths, even in what could be considered stressful situations, you're able to keep yourself in the parasympathetic nervous system so your mind can think clearly. You're not focused on finding safety, you operate differently. So, literally, even just changing your breathing to taking slower, deeper breaths immediately changes your world. When you're feeling down, it's easy to think that your emotions are entirely at the mercy of your circumstances. But the truth is, you can change how you feel by changing your focus and changing your physical state, right? It's especially important in those moments of stress and in those moments of challenge. When life throws you that curveball, it's natural to focus on the problem and let your body slump into a state of defeat, trying to dodge the problems. But what if instead you choose to focus on the possible solutions or a lesson that you can learn in the situation? Easy, no. But what if you did? What if you changed your posture and took deep breaths to put and put a determined look on your face, right? You find your emotional state begins to shift. Your ability to handle situations differently improves. So next time you find yourself feeling unfulfilled or stuck, ask yourself, what am I focused on right now? How am I using my body? And you can consciously direct the focus and change your physiology, and you can take control of your emotions and steer yourself toward navigating the experience differently. And ultimately, moving more toward a state of fulfillment, regardless of what is happening to you. You can stay focused on where you're going opposed to what's happening to you. And you can shift that from happening to you to happening for you. Small tweaks, man. Small tweaks in how we choose to see and experience the world changes our lives. So I want to dig deep, a little bit deeper on the success and fulfillment piece. Success without fulfillment is kind of the ultimate failure, right? Quote unquote. Because you get here and nothing, you're empty. Imagine spending years and years and years climbing, putting yourself through challenges and sacrificing time, energy, and maybe even relationships only to reach the top and realize you reached a peak you weren't even meant to climb. That's the feeling of emptiness that no amount of success can fill. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is about it's not even about reaching the top, but it's about the journey, the process of growth. Appreciating the steps that we take, the lessons that we learn, the growth and the experiences. Fulfillment comes from celebration. Comes from celebration. The small wins, the process. We have this radical change in thought. We take this massive action, and we have to celebrate the actions that we take. The moments of joy you find in the present. We get caught up in this I'll be happy when I get the promotion, I'll feel happy. When I hit that target, I'll be happy. But that kind of thinking, it robs us of the happiness and fulfillment that are available in each moment that we experience right now. We spend so much time chasing the next big thing that we forget to enjoy what we've already accomplished. Fulfillment is about training ourselves to see and appreciate the good in every moment. We have to train ourselves, we have to train our body to celebrate. You literally have to train your body because we get so conditioned on not until I get there. Me too. I was at this golf outing yesterday for Madonna University, a team I used to coach, and men's basketball. And one of the parents of one of the former players came up to me and said, "My son said you helped him so much. I just want to thank you." And my initial response was, "No, he helped me more than I helped him." Instead of just appreciating that and celebrating that I was able to help someone, I deflected that moment. I didn't celebrate that with him and his father. I said, no, that was all him, not me. We have to train our bodies to celebrate moments. We have to train our nervous system to celebrate moments. Everything is worth celebrating. You don't have to. People talk about what's the word I'm looking for. It's not self-centered, but arrogant.
Bodied and body.
No, no, it's another word that I'm looking for. I can't grab right now, but it means like being self-centered. But at the end of the day, you have to be. You have to think about you and your body, your emotional and your physical state, because it's your responsibility to choose your happiness. It's not anybody else's responsibility to make you happy. So you have to be selfish in that. And doing that and celebrating, yes, I was able to achieve that. Yes, I was able to do these things. It's not bad at all. You're training your body how to celebrate and how to appreciate the things that you've been able to do, you've been able to accomplish, and you're telling your body that this is a good thing. Again, fulfillment isn't something that you achieve at the end of the road, it's something that you cultivate along the way. Not saying you shouldn't strive for great things, because we absolutely should, and we have to have these audacious goals. Having goals gives you a direction and a purpose, but remembering the goal is not just the achievement, it's the joy in the journey, enjoying the process, finding the meaning in the moments that make up your life. We have to create the habit of celebration to really be able to move into this fulfillment space. Our brains have been conditioned to believe that happiness and joy are emotions that should be minimized or ignored. And the end result is we end up living lives where we achieve a lot and feel very little. We might reach significant milestones, we might not. But either way, we're unfulfilled. We feel empty. And celebration isn't about throwing a big party or giving yourself that big pat on the back, but it's about acknowledging your progress and appreciating the effort that you've put in and allowing yourself to feel good about the achievement. It's about giving yourself permission to experience joy and satisfaction, no matter the size of the achievement. Like I said, when you're celebrating, you're reinforcing the positive emotions in your brain. And you're teaching yourself that it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to be proud. It's it's okay to be excited about the hard work that you've put in. That emotional conditioning is critical because it helps us to build a foundation of fulfillment that's not dependent on any external circumstances, but rather our ability to recognize and appreciate our own efforts and achievement. Sit back and think about it. What would your life be like if you celebrated everything? What would your life be like if you celebrated everything? You woke up this morning, you celebrated. You showered, you celebrated. You ate breakfast, you celebrated. You got in your car, you drove, you celebrated. What if you trained your brain to associate success with joy rather than stress and pressure? Celebration is a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool for emotional conditioning. It's telling yourself that you're worthy of happiness, that your achievements matter. It's okay to feel good about what you've done. Let's try an experiment today, along with you changing your physiology. We're going to adopt a belief that we don't need an excuse to feel good. You don't need an excuse to feel good. You don't need an excuse to be happy. We're so used to that the idea that our emotions have to be triggered by something. But what if you flip the script and you just decided, I'm gonna feel good today. I'm gonna be happy today. I'm gonna feel joy today. You have the power to do that. So many of us, we experience days where we wake up feeling off, unhappy, stressed, and we can't even pinpoint why. It's just how I feel. It just happens. So if we can feel bad for no apparent reason, why can't we feel good for no apparent reason? Why can't we be happy because we want to be happy? Because we want to feel joy. When you allow yourself to feel good without meeting a specific cause, you start to shift the way that you experience life. Instead of waiting on something external to make you happy, you take control of your own emotional state. You're no longer a passive participant in this thing we call life. You become an active creator of your own experience. By choosing to feel good, you open up a world of possibility. You become more resilient because your mood isn't depending on the ups and downs of your daily life. You become more creative because a positive emotional state fuels your ability to think outside the box. You become more capable of handling challenges because you're not weighed down by the negative or waiting for something external to lift you up. Imagine walking into a difficult situation already feeling good. You're not waiting for the situation to dictate your mood. You're bringing your own positive energy into it. That kind of mindset can change everything. It shifts your focus from what might be going wrong to what can I do now to make things different. This doesn't mean ignoring the problems or pretending that everything is perfect. It's not. But it's about recognizing that your emotional state is something that you can influence. It's about giving yourself permission to feel good even when life is not perfect. Understanding that feeling good isn't something that you have to earn, it's something that you can choose. Listen, success, while it's important, and I like achieving things, It's not the end goal. The true essence of fulfillment lies within us, man. In the way we choose to experience our lives each and every day. It's not just about achieving goals, but it's about making sure that our goals are meaningful to us, and we're celebrating every step along the way. We stay grounded in a state of gratitude and joy, no matter what life throws at us. Fulfillment isn't something that will magically appear once a box is checked. It's something that we cultivate within us by appreciating the journey, by recognizing the small wins, and by choosing to feel good along the way. That's Mindset Monday, good people. Floor is open. Thoughts, feedback, questions. You have the power to choose. We have the power to choose.
What up, though?
What's the deal, Joy?
Man, let me tell you something. I had the best vacation ever.
Mm.
So I explained to you last weekend, I completed a goal, and I'm grateful. And it reminded me, as you were saying, it reminded me why I took this vacation. I was tired. My mind needed to rest. I was so amped on taking a 2-week vacation, but I'm like, nah, you got to hit the red button right now, sis. And I went ahead and took that time. I did a lot of, as always, because if it's not going right, then I need to reorganize. And unfortunately, that's the wires in my head. Start over. If this is not working, start over. Look at what you're doing wrong. Make your tweaks until you get it right. And until I get it right, like I tell you, I had to redo and I really didn't redo my trading plan. It was good. I just tweaked it a little bit. It was some misinformation that I put in there, and I think it was causing a lot of my misunderstanding. And I felt good. I was like, well, I'm glad I got that done, because that's a big task just to cut on the computer. It's a big task. These things are big now. We got things we hold in our hands now, but who want to pull out a computer now? But I realized that I wake up being grateful for no reason, and I allowed people to take that from me. I didn't realize that. I became that person who was talking about cold, heartless, and just didn't care. But that was me being lost in the wilderness. And I think I'm slowly seeing this patch of light. I think that's what it is.
Mm.
But I remember when I'm getting to, I'm sorry, when I first started this thing, I thought that if me and Derek, that's my husband, maybe he can do this with me, and it would take the pressure off of me having to do it by myself. And if I just had that person with me that I can do it, I don't have to do it alone. And I thought that I had this picture in my head. We was gonna be the phenomenal couple doing big things and da 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 this and da 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 that. And I forgot I didn't get a husband made like that. Oh Lord have mercy, I didn't. I have realized that Derek is in his own world of happiness. And not to say that we don't have happiness above our own, but I was making him in control and responsible of my happiness. And so we had got a big argument. Your happiness ain't my responsibility. What you need me for? And this week showed me why. This week that I took off just to reflect, just to get some rest, to be able to have that feeling to relax. I haven't felt relaxed in a long time. That I got what that felt like. And now I think the motivation was I didn't get that job, but I did a very good interview. I was ready this time. But they wasn't even paying me no attention in the interview. I was like, man, they didn't gave this job to somebody else. Why y'all even interviewing people? Like I could feel that energy.
Mhm.
Why you playing with me? We could have just canceled this interview. You already got somebody. And it is what it is. But my name is being out there. I'm making interviews.
That's it.
I'm shaking some trees. They through the company, they start to know who I am now.
The experience is
But
necessary.
I don't even care because I sat down on this trading plan and I said, Joy, you only your happiness, and it's not even about happiness for me no more. It's about just having the stability. And like you said, the freedom to do as I choose. It ain't the money gonna come. That's gonna come. And the one thing that I have to put in use is what Benny said: stop counting the money. And that was with the pips. And that was something else that brought me to intuition. Let me stop counting the money, whether if I need the money to get the drains fixed, whether if I need the money to whatever. Just focus on the goal. I found my little post note. Stop counting pips. Stop counting money. Count the pips.
Mhm. The
And I'm just gonna
process.
put. I'm just. I'm gonna start putting. Stop counting the money.
It's a reminder, right? Go to the
Yeah,
process. Go to the process. Go to the process. Kudos to you, man.
yeah, I'm good.
Continue to put yourself in those different situations, stepping outside of that comfort zone that we've created for ourselves.
I did. I did. I put myself in places I ain't even want to be at. I tell them I don't want to be here. I love y'all. I don't want to be here. But I just getting out the house. And that was for the weekend to,
I
to
love
remind me. To remind me, I did it openly. And then when you get the red flags, like, okay, this is what I thought could go wrong. I'm prepared. Put myself in them uncomfortable positions so I can move forward. So I can be able to leave the emotions behind and, like you said, trust, follow the process.
it. I love it, Joy. I love this journey that you're on, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Kudos to you.
Sure.
Kudos to you. Any other thoughts, feedback, questions?
Good morning.
Miss K, good morning.
So this is as you were talking about the physiology, I learned a while ago how stress affects the hormones in your body, and you talked about the chemistry. And one of the things that I realized just physiologically, not only being intentional about how you feel, but it's so incredibly important, particularly in at least in my case, and what I found is how my blood sugars go. So on my dad's side of the family, my dad's side of the family, they tend to be type 2 diabetic and they have high cholesterol.
Mhm.
So I've been really not focused on that, but really focusing on how what I do, I don't have to I don't have to get that stuff. And so what I have noticed is that when I'm stressed, and this just happened, and it doesn't even have to be like a big thing, but when I'm not paying attention, my A1C goes up.
Mhm.
Every, and
Mhm.
I just had some blood work done. My cholesterol went down. I'm doing all the right things, working out, 6 to 7 days a week. I'm doing all the things. And so my markers, most of my markers improved, but it didn't make any sense that my A1C went up. And I had to think about what had been, and it doesn't take that long. And I had to think about what I was thinking about the past, even like 2 days, and
Yeah.
realize how like it doesn't even take that long, and how important it is to be super intentional about making the choice to not let the outside things affect you. And I think that that's even not the right way to think about it, maybe, because thinking about, okay, I'm not going to let these outside things get to me. It's the
Right.
inner piece, right? As you were talking about celebration, I thought about gratitude. So I said, okay, so I can be grateful and celebrate at the same time. And so I'm definitely gonna be much more intentional about, even though I do my gratitude, but even just like celebrating a bit more, because that's not something that I do a whole lot.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. That was really super helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I appreciate you. And it doesn't take long at all. It doesn't. Like those changes in your body happen immediately, man. And then like it goes even deeper. And one of the things I'm going down is the study of epigenetics, right? And how different experiences impact us on a genetic level. And what studies show is prolonged stress. We talked about the changes from it being just a mood to characteristic and all of that, right? A few weeks back. Prolonged stress alters the genetic expression. So it literally changes how the genes respond to things. And what that leads to is illness. Cancer is one of the things that's found in this link of prolonged stress. So cancer isn't it's not something that's passed down, but what is passed down is the stressful situations that then alters the genetic expression, right? And so it doesn't take long at all for your body to start these changes. And most times we're not even aware of of how we feel. We're not aware that we can change how we feel. We're not aware of the experiences that we have. We're not aware of our environment. We're not aware of any of these things. And so we just it's normal, right? I'm grateful that I was exposed to uh, different things that allowed me to be where I am today. And I'm grateful that I can then give that to other people. But most people aren't even aware. The testing that you're getting done, Kay, to test those levels and understand what these things mean, to then be able to say, hmm, this is off. Why? Most people don't have that, haven't chosen that, aren't aware that it even exists. So kudos to you for doing that work. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Any other thoughts, feedback, questions?
Morning, everybody. Morning, Ryan.
Miss Donette, good morning.
Thank you. We celebrate you. We celebrate ourselves. I think today, Kate touched upon it a little bit, but I want to say that this whole trading journey is a matter of being able to focus our attention on something. And for me, it has been being able to really intentionally setting up systems to be able to create that journey that we're on and being able to see ourselves progress. So for me today, I think the one thing that stood out to me is that as we decide, as I'm on this journey, intentional and being, you have to decide to also feel happy. I'm thinking of, all of the Olympics. Even though these athletes have this goal, it's like when they cross that finish line and you ask how they felt, they were like, oh my gosh, I don't believe that I got there, So
Mhm.
I think it's so important to really feel what we're intentionally setting up. For me, those systems to be able to feel that outcome. And I think what triggered that was when you said it has to become a part of you. It has to become that ingrained in your being every day and every day, every moment to have that continuum and not be at to have your baseline be raised all the time. So that was key for me today. So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. And it links back, right? It's about who you're becoming. And we talked previously about becoming familiar with the person in the future. You become familiar with that person now, you're changing your physiology, you're changing everything about yourself, and you're raising that bar, right? But it's about actively choosing that, actively making that choice. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys greatly. Any other thoughts, feedback, comments before we wrap it up? Hmm? Good people. Listen, you have a choice. You have a choice to take back your power. You have a choice to take back your power. The power to choose how you see the world, the power to choose how you experience the world, the power to choose how you feel each and every day. So start today by choosing to be happy for no reason. Let today be another foundational building block in the life that you desire.